Richard Hart is a young retired millionaire businessman, rich with a heart, who generously shares his detailed knowledge about Bitcoin and answers questions on many topics for hours on his video blog. Digital currency embodies many qualities of the unified field of creative intelligence experienced through TM, such as it being a field of infinite correlation, and the whole is contained in every part, like Bitcoin nodes. We asked Richard if he knows about Transcendental Meditation.
All right. Hello, everybody. So today is a super important day for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's job is to provide censorship resistance and a reasonable rate of inflation, which is consistently decreasing, to compete against worse fiat currencies and a bunch of middlemen, which add friction and cost and misinvestment and malinvestment due to the boom and bust cycle of artificially low interest rates. If you want to get really rich without doing illegal stuff, why don't you just buy and hold Bitcoin and just hold it and keep holding it and work a day job for a while? And then in a couple of years, you'll be rich and you didn't have to do anything stupid and illegal. All right, chat. Not happening. Please mention thoughts on meditation and music. Music's great. Makes you feel good, makes you happy, changes your state, makes you work out harder, run faster, think deeper, be tranquil if you want. Meditation, I've heard so much about it from so many places that I'm probably going to have to give it a try. Like I've been in trance a couple times, I've been hypnotized, and I've done some meditation stuff like, chanting and chakras and all that stuff that was guided. It's meh, it's okay. It seems to get a lot of people a lot of good. So for instance, that interview with Dalio today, he every day, once before breakfast and once before dinner for 20 minutes, he does Transcendental Meditation, TM. And TM is secular in that it's missing the religious stuff. And it is based on repeating the same mantra over and over and over again, usually silently. So basically all meditation is just occupying your consciousness, which deletes your normal self and gives space for a different type of self, a more subconscious self. So sleep does that too. Your normal self stops operating and a different self, which thinks about different stuff, comes through. And so cycling through that phase of the you that you're used to being and then this other kind of you changes what you think about, and you can have creative breakthroughs that way. And you can, I'll eat to get rid of stress. So like Bitcoin's dropping, dude, let's eat like pigs. Feels good. But you can see the downside is you're fat, right? So why not replace that, serve the intention of the old bad pattern, which is, relieve stress. You could do it with a jog or weightlifting or meditation, right? Any of those would be better than eating. So you find a new behavior which meets the needs of the old behavior at the same level or higher, and then you just condition the new behavior. But you have to go through the effort to do the conditioning, or you just end up with whatever shows up, right? Nature abhors a vacuum. So I'll probably experiment with some meditation stuff, but if I can find other ways of just building habits that, like right now, what I'm doing for many human beings would be the best they could possibly do. This would be their end game. They'd be like, oh, I got 500 viewers and I'm talking about cutting edge technology and I'm a thought leader and nobody knows more than me. In a wide array. Everybody knows more in their vertical, right? There's better traders, there's better software devs, there's better marketing guys, there's better everything. But to find somebody that is good at a bunch of stuff at once, it's rare. I guess it's a generalist. So, I could be, if I wanted to be, very happy with the ability to speak to you guys and talk about stuff that's so smart most people wouldn't understand it. And you guys are smart enough to get it. But I want more. This isn't enough, I want to see medical technology get built. I want to have hundreds of people whose lives are influenced by something I've created. It matters to me. There's a world out there that needs saving and someone needs to save it. And if you're a rich, retired, smart dude Why not you? Why don't you fix it, right? So I feel obligated to make the world much better place than it is now. Funny thing, Tim Ferriss on the podcast today was talking about his crippling depression and near suicide, and Ray Dalio is an expert on it because his son had bipolar disease and had a breakdown in an episode, and part of the show was about that. So if you care about depression, you may want to watch the Ray Dalio Tim Ferriss podcast. Google it, and I think the first third contained the depression stuff, and Transcendental Meditation was part of it. So he gave his son a necklace, and in the back of the necklace was a mnemonic with letters. So TM stood for Take Meds and Transcendental Meditation. And then one of the next letters was Get a Full Night's Sleep. And I don't remember the other ones off the top of my head, but it was pretty neat. So he gave him like a necklace with the letters engraved to help him remember the things he needed to do. And it worked. So his quantity of his meds came down a bit, and he's productive and has kids and gets to do what he loves. He's a filmmaker. So TM has over 300 research studies. Great. Probably works. Cool. Another tool in the toolbox.
TM is a simple, natural, easy, scientifically validated technique practiced 20 minutes twice a day. It is the physiological opposite of the fight or flight response. TM has volumes of hundreds of scientific studies published in independent, peer-reviewed scientific journals, including studies done at the National Institutes of Health, showing this deep level of rest improves the body and mind, including EEG, brainwave coherence, learning ability, and harmonious interactions with others, developing a more ideal society.
What happens with meditation, as you know, is it's just a simple exercise that allows you first to clear your head and then brings an equanimity to everything. Everything, it eliminates the stress, it eliminates the emotion.
And you do it how often? You're a busy guy.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 44 years, but I do it, twice a day, probably a third of the time, once a day, probably a third of the time, and not at all.
For 20 minutes, twice a day.
Yeah.
So you spend 40 minutes a day as part of your...
Oh, it's such a great investment. I would say that more than any other factor having any effect on my success, it's been meditation. Because the equanimity and also the creativity, because it opens between literally the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, it opens the two sides of the brains and allows a spontaneity, a creativity, an open-mindedness. And so it's good for not only the health, because you get stress is a terrible thing, but it also is very good in terms of the clarity, and you don't get the emotional hijacking, and it's great for creativity. So it's helped me a lot. It's the biggest gift I can give anyone.
So, to learn more about digital currency, go to the Association for Digital Currency, a-dc.org, for more information. And we encourage people to establish local chapters of the Association for Digital Currency. For example, in Fairfield, Iowa, is the Fairfield, Iowa Association for Digital Currency, Users Helping Users for Free, building awareness and acceptance of digital currency in the community. So we had a booth at an eco fair, ecology fair, recently, and students at the local university have become very interested and active, if sometimes ahead of the faculty, about digital currency. So that's how you can get started. a-dc.org.